Hello and welcome to my first VOD review that I'm doing by myself. So I'm playing in a Smurf game on my Smurf account in Gold 3. So the players are around Gold 4, Gold 3 and Silver 1. So this game I'm going up against Katarina. And by looking at the team composition, we can see that they don't have much threat early game except for Lee Sin. And we don't have priority in the jungle because early game Viego doesn't do that well into Lee Sin. And the bot lane, I'm not too sure about the bot lane because both Zillion and Senna seems to be doing their own stuff. And Ezreal should beat Samira early on. So let's see what I'm gonna do in this game. So spoilers ahead, this game is a victory and it's kind of a coin flip in the early game because I did not do what my instincts told me, and I sort of just followed the jungle and I entered for the first 15 minutes or so. So let's see how I do. So I'll be locking the camera onto myself. Let's fast forward a bit.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
So what you should be doing as a mid laner is that you should go to the mid lane around this area and just walk around and see if anyone is here. Because when you see the championship and the pro play, every mid laner just goes to mid lane. Because enemy champions can actually sneak in here and the tower wouldn't see them. So all you need to do is just walk to mid lane, stay in between these two blocks, and if the enemy champion comes out, just try to proc your mana flow band. So let's talk about my setup. I'm playing against a Katarina, and I assume that all low elo Katarinas are gonna be cheesy, so they're not gonna take ignite. They're gonna take ignite and teleport. Let's see. So she took ignite and teleport. What does this tell me? So this means that I can go in whenever I want because she wouldn't be able to flash away. And most Katarina in this elo wouldn't respect your poke early on. So let's see how I play in this lane. So I'm gonna fast forward a bit. So in the early lane, especially on the first wave, what you want to do is just let the wave kill themselves. Or maybe like attack one or two creeps once or twice so that you wouldn't miss any CS because they would die like in accordingly. But then Katarina is not here, so I'm just gonna let the wave die and then she shows up. So what I'm planning to do right now is to slowly build up the wave and crash it at level on the third wave and potentially poke her down and see if I can kill her. So I'm contesting every minion that she's going after.
The order is given.
So I'm just slowly building the wave. So now I'm about to hit my level 2's power spike. I should be walking up already. I should be walking up from here to here, so I could pressure her off from the experience and maybe take away a chunk of her health.
Onward.
So I'm level 2. She's walking up to me for no reason, and I chunked her for 40% of her health while I'm almost full. So what I should be doing right now is keep pressuring her. You see how she walks up to the minion and tries to take it? I'm pressuring every part of her CSing early on. There's no way she could contest. So you might ask, what should the Katarina be doing? All she needs to do is just sit back and relax and do nothing at all. That's all she needs to do. But then in the lower elo, everyone is like, I'm going for the CS and I'm gonna trade 40% of my health for that 1 or 2 CS, which is not worth it. Now she pops her potion, and the lane is basically over.
Soldiers, onward!
Hold on, let me turn this off.
The order is given.
So now I'm trying to poke her down to kill range, and she wasted her ignite. You see, if the Katarina had flash, I wouldn't go for this play. But it turns out to be like closer than I expected, so I need to flash. So she came back because she has teleport and I need to back off. But then she couldn't freeze the wave, or she tried to. She should have just let the wave go into the tower, because there's no point if she's tanking like 30% of her health and she didn't freeze the wave. So now, let's see. I bought 2 tomes and a potion. You should always go for refillable if you have the money, but then right now I don't, so I just went for a 2 tome and a potion. So check out the wave state. It's actually slowly pushing back to me because the wave is on that side and it's an equal wave. The way that she roamed here and did accomplish nothing and went back is a no-no. Like, you should never do this. You see how my team actually backed off? Like, I pinged them to back off and Katarina's here. The fight is already not happening and Katarina still continued to go up. And then she realized, oh wait, it's not fighting anymore. And then she pressed the... Meanwhile, look at the mid wave. It's slowly pushing to me. And she's missing all these CS. For nothing. Not even a kill. She didn't even go inside the top lane's XP range for... Like, she wasted almost 2 minutes for nothing. So right now I'm paying off the Viego because Katarina just backed. And she should be going to help if they're fighting. So I pinged him off. And I tried to freeze the wave. And then now he's fucking up my wave. Because he wants help in the scuttle. So you can see the ping right here. Lee Sin is pinging for help. And I tried to push mid wave and go to help, but then I couldn't. And this is a bad play by me. So we tried to kill the Lee Sin, but he has flash. And then it's just A-ramming in the jungle. At this point, I really should have backed off and reset. But then the mid wave eventually crashed and Katarina doesn't have an XP lead. So it turns out fine, but it's not supposed to. So never do these kind of play. If you're gonna help, you're gonna push the wave and then you go to help. But then most likely, I should have pinged off the Viego because he couldn't really fight Lee Sin without my help, and I couldn't do much either because I'm an early game Azir. Azir is bad at skirmishes when your jungler is also one of these bruisers that aren't really tanky. So right now, Katarina is back again, and I have almost 2 level lead on top of her because of her stupid roam at level 3 and the random skirmish in the jungle. So let's fast forward a bit. I tried to slow push again. I should be pressuring her way more. And I should be warding. We saw the someone hit the vision plant right there. So I should have walked towards this side. But then I need to ward.
Onward.
So right now I'm kind of pressuring Katarina again, trying to kill her because my ignite is up. Lee Sin should be coming soon since... Yep, he's here. And this is a very close fight. This is a very close fight. Okay, let's see. So, remember how the jungle fight happened here? I went back and I actually don't have enough gold for another health pot. If I do have another health pot, I would have won the fight. Like, it's exactly that close. So, try to back and maybe wait for a health pot if you can, because there are clutch situations that you'll need that health. So let's continue. Now I'm back to mid lane again, catching the wave. Though right now Katarina is missing, and I'm trying to farm. I think my teammates that she's missing. She's probably not roaming because she needs to catch up on experience. So right now I still have the priority in the lane because I have the range and she doesn't have any items. So I'm trying to freeze the wave. So the lane is frozen right now and Katarina is missing. She's probably going bot and I'm pinging. Like, she's missing, back off, back off. So now I'm trying to build the slow push again because I have blue buff and I could poke her under tower and potentially kill her too. So now I'm building. Now I'm pressuring. But then our Viego is doing his own thing again. I should have walked up. Like, these are the kind of plays that we can learn from. Like, when the wave is pushing out, first you need to finish pushing the wave, or else the enemy could just freeze. This is where I basically gave away all my lead by just following this rope, by just going there and inting. So what happened here is that unfortunate play, and I wasted my flash. So Katarina at this point is basically back in the game. There are multiple of these inting follows or inting roams that I did, but it's in gold helo, so it turns out fine. So now that I'm coming back out, I'm catching back the experience. You see how Katarina is now level 8 too? So I shoved the wave, and I took a tower plate. That Lee Sin tried to gank me or tried to kill me because he can. You see how the Katarina instantly goes on me after the play that she just... Like, she got 2 kills, she's back in the game, and she's trying to trade back. This is what happens when you throw your lead. So never do the stupid roams when you know your jungler is inting. By the first play that he did, like he went for the scuttle, I should have known that this jungler is probably stupid and I should never follow him or try to help him. Like, he tried to invade the red, which is already a first red flag, and he went through the scuttle. Like, he went through mid lane, waste a few seconds, and then he hops onto scuttle, which is all mistakes. So right now, I'm trying to poke her down again. I still have priority in the lane because I'm just better in general. And Katarina really couldn't do anything. So right here, I missed my ulti. And I traded kills. Oh, this is another play where it shows how stupid our jungler is. So he didn't finish the bird. What is he doing? Look at this shit, man. Look at this shit, man. He just gave away a plating for I don't know, dancing with the hero. So now we're both even kills and not minions though. Like, this is another play where I shouldn't have followed. Nothing. Our bot lane is late. Enemy has prio, and I couldn't do anything because I'm over the wall. It's pretty close, and now everyone's dead. Like, this is not optimal at all. You should never contest dragon when you know your jungler is stupid. You should never do that. Like, it's actually my fault for listening to the ping and went over to the dragon pit. But then, what really could I do? Like, by the time I got over here, everyone is already like fighting and stuff. And Viego is almost dead. And Ezreal is almost dead. So it ended up I died again, which is not worth it. I actually want to give up at this point, but then I know the enemy will have mistakes. And I just continued. So they tried to siege, but it didn't work out. Senna based on my ward and she died. So I'm farming up, I'm trying to catch up in experience. I tried to pressure Katarina again, but then I know the mid turret is down. I couldn't go too far up because Lee Sin could be around. And our Viego couldn't do anything. So Lee Sin is right here and I saw it, so I backed off, chill for a bit. So right now I saw Lee Sin is basing on a ward and just stood still. And I saw him back, so I just went in for the kill. And she's dead. So right now, we're fighting for no reason again. And we're tower diving a Cho'Gath and a Lee Sin. You see how the Viego shouldn't have went in? And then he died. Yeah. So these actions are basically wasting time. I should have reset earlier and maybe come out. And then I saw this happen. I just went to help, and it turns out to be a coin flipping play again. I tried to run, but the minions aren't helping me, so I died. And the Camille is doing her thing. Camille being Camille. So our bot lane is back, and our jungler is here again. And we basically traded 2 kills for 1. For 2. Which is okay. For 3 because Senna died. But then trading kills is never optimal. But we're on the losing side, so I guess it's okay. So I'm going to top lane and catching up the wave. I couldn't really do much to Cho'Gath when he's full, and I built Ludens. Oh yeah, and about the build, I went Hell of Blades, and I don't really need sustained damage this game because we have a Camille who could chop Cho'Gath in half, and I need to burst everyone down. So Samira needs to die quickly, Katarina needs to die quickly, and Senna needs to die quickly. So I need damage, not attack speed. So I went for Rabadon second, and it worked out pretty well. You'll see later. So now I'm trying to push out the wave and rotate to Dragon. Dragon is up in 15 seconds. I hesitated a bit, but then I know I need to go down. Katarina died again. So right now Katarina is dead. Top lane is in a 50-50 state. Lee Sin came out and inted. So it's a free turret and a free dragon. So Senna showed herself and wasted her flash. You see, with this build, Samira almost died. So this is what you should go for when you're snowballing. So now I'm resetting. I got another large rod, and now I'm coming out. And they're fighting again. So the Herald despawned, and I push out the mid wave. I saw that everyone is up there, so I'm leaning towards the bottom patch. And turns out I pushed the mid wave and I have nothing to do. I should have taken the blue buff. But then I just stood here and did nothing. And I could have gone to ward. So I saw Samira right here, so I'm leaning towards the top, and Lee Sin probably just path down there too. So now I finished pushing mid wave. The birds are up, so I'm taking the birds. You should always take farm when you have nothing to do. So bot lane is fighting again. There's no time for me to go down because I thought by the time I went down, the fight would be over. So now Katarina and both of us met in the river, and she hopped over. I thought I was alone, but then even if I was alone, I could have killed her myself. So our Viego inted again. So the fight is another coin flip again. We should have just let the tower go. I have no idea why we fought for the turret, because it's gonna go down anyways. So these are one of the plays that I could have done better on decision making. Because even if we go back, we lose the turret. And even if we lose the turret, then we survive and we get experience and stuff, but not when we're dead. So all the wave is gone. This camp is gone. And I got nothing for a minute. And now we're sharing waves. So now my Rabadons is complete. You see my damage? Look at this Katarina. He's almost dead. So they're probably playing Katarina. So Camille caught Lee Sin, and everyone is going for that Lee Sin because he's like the most skilled player and the most fed. So Lee Sin inted, and we just continue to press on. And Katarina inted again. Cho'Gath could do nothing. And basically we're winning again. Right after laning phase, where the jungler doesn't matter anymore, I started to win again because I wasn't affected by the jungle calls. So I'm going for Void third because there's a Cho'Gath, and I just wanted more magic penetration, just in case they build magic resist. So we did a little ARAM in the mid lane, and I almost died. I should have actually reset way earlier and just come back out and fight. So Cho'Gath teleported. I couldn't do anything, so I probably went to the blue buff and then we went for the Baron. Alright, I see everyone going to the mid lane and potentially moving over to Baron, so I pinged them off. Because Camille is dead, she's one of the stronger carries on our game. Azir is not doing that good, he only got killed by just poking around. So now Camille is back up, we try to contest Baron again. But then, everyone on their enemy team is also alive, so we couldn't bother to start Nashers. But now Katarina is dead, and we tried to sneak it. But the enemy team noticed, and actually I took the Nasher, not our jungler. So another fight breaks out, and this is basically GG. So I've completed my void, and I wanted to go for Nashers. But then having a Doran's Ring with the 70 health actually makes more sense than having 25 AP or 10%, 12% attack speed. So with the Baron, we basically pushed everything down. So what happened here? I saw the turrets are going down in the mid lane and top lane already, so I just went and helped Camille. And we ended up killing 2 of them. And they just FF'd. So this is my first live review, so I hope you enjoy it, and do leave some questions if you have any in the comments. And do let me know what areas I could improve on. So I'll see you guys on the next one.